In this video, we will be seeing about generic programming in Java. What is meant by generic program, how it can be declared, or what is the syntax for using the generic classes or methods in your program, what are the advantages, and where can be used. So what is meant by generic programming? So generic programming means writing a code that works with any data type. So that you don't want to have to write the same code again and again for different data types. Say for example, if we want to have same code for a data type called int or string or boolean etc., then there is no need for writing the same data type again, same code again and again for different data type. If you are using generic programming, the single code is enough. Based on your parameter, it will work, whether it is int or string etc. To understand the generic programming in an extended manner, just think of a little box which can hold today apple, tomorrow box etc. So if that is the case, that box should be made in such a way that it should be able to hold apples or books or anything. So if we are consider that box is a generic type of box, so it can hold any type of books or apples or anything in that. The same way the generic programming will also be used in Java. So why we are using generic? So that should be some advantages, right? So the first advantage, as I explained earlier, is reusability. One class or method works with many types. Then next one is our type safety. So they provide a robust compile type safety. This prevent runtime errors, so which in reduce an exceptions. So the main problem which is being solved in generic is that casting errors which will be there in runtime, and then obviously the runtime errors is being reduced, so the error is reduced to a maximal amount. So the target type sensitive operations are very much reduced. So coming to our basic syntax, when anything which is being declared within the angular bracket is being declared as a generic class. Okay, that is a type parameter. That particular type parameter which is being enclosed in that angular bracket is called as the generic. So when you are using generic types without parameters, then it is called raw type, which defines the type safety. So we should not directly use the raw type coding using the raw type of data, so that it will lead to an error code. So the key benefits of generic is that the reusability of the code and the type safety, and then there is no need for typecasting, and obviously as the performance improves, as the compile time verification reduced and impact the runtime checks, this often minor performance gain will be there. As the number of errors has been reduced, the runtime error check will also reduced, so the performance will slightly boost. Coming to the wildcard generic types, the generics we are having two types, unbound and bounded generics. In unbound, we can represent an unknown type. It can be any type of generic collections. Okay. In bounded, we are having two types. One is upper bound and one is lower bound. In case of upper bound, T is significant to any subtype of that particular data type. Say for example, if you are considering the number as T, then it extends to any type of operation which are related to numbers. But in case of lower bound, it is the super class. So it is like a consumer where the elements are written in. Okay, what they are needed, they will be returning in. In case of producer, upper bound, it is like producer. So in bounded type, we will be just declaring the class name within an angular bracket. It extends the parameter extends which type of data type. This is the simple syntax for the class. In method, in multiple bounds, we can combine the bounds using the ampersand symbol so that we can be used for complex type of constraints. In generic method, type and type interfaces. The generic method, it has its own parameter. It can be declared before the return type of that particular function. In the type interface is something like that. The Java compiler can often deduce the type argument. This simplifies the codes and instantiations. The angular bracket is also called as diamond operator, which it plays the main role in case of generic methods. On a conclusion, the best practice of using the generic is the generic are the fundamental for robust and clear Java code. Embeds them in the development. We have to use the generic with collection in order to prevent the runtime and enhance the readability. We should obviously avoid usage of raw type for type safety. And then we have to understand the type of data type which we are going to use, or the information we are going to use. And the wrapper class for the primitive should be given. It should be valid. Hope in this video you would have understood about what is meant by generic programming in Java, how it can be declared, what are the advantages of using the generic programming in Java. Thank you.